Here's the thing about most gardeners. They think once their perennials finish blooming in July, the show is over for the year. But what if I told you that with one simple trick, you can get many of your favorite plants to put on a whole second act in September? The secret is cutting them back, now, right after their first flush of flowers fades. This forces the plant to redirect its energy from making seeds back into producing fresh new growth and blooms. Today, I'm sharing 7 perennials that will reward you with a beautiful second bloom this fall if you just grab your pruners and get to work. First up is the absolute champion of reblooming perennials, hardy geraniums, also known as Cranesbill geraniums. These reliable plants are hands down the most dependable perennials when it comes to producing a second flush of flowers. The trick is to cut them back hard after their first bloom fades. I'm talking almost to the ground, leaving just 2 to 3 inches of stem above the base. Don't be shy about this. They're fast growers and will bounce back quickly with fresh new growth. This dramatic cutback removes all those tired, leggy stems and encourages the plant to send up vigorous new shoots. Within a few weeks, you'll see fresh foliage and new flower buds forming, and by September, you'll have a whole new wave of those beautiful pink, purple, or white blooms. Hardy geraniums are tough, forgiving, and will reward your boldness with color well into early autumn. This is the one plant where being aggressive with your shears really pays off. Next up, we have the stunning Delphinium, those tall, majestic spires that are the backbone of any cottage garden border. After they finish the main show in June or July, those flower stalks can start to look pretty tired and spent. Here's what you need to do. Cut those flower stalks all the way back to about 2 inches from the ground. And here's a pro tip. After you cut them back, give them a boost with a potassium-rich fertilizer to really encourage that second round of blooms. Now, I will say this. The second flush of flowers will be a bit smaller than the first, but they'll still add that gorgeous vertical drama to your late summer garden. You can also use the same technique in August if you're in a warmer climate and still get a second showing before the first frost hits. Delphiniums are showstoppers, and with this simple cutback, they'll keep stealing the spotlight all the way into September. Plant number 3 is the versatile and beloved Salvia, a garden workhorse that pollinators absolutely adore. These plants are naturally long-blooming, but they really shine when you give them a little mid-season encouragement. Once the first flush of flower spikes starts to fade, grab your pruners and cut the spent spikes all the way down to a set of new leaves. If your plant is starting to look leggy and tired, you can be even more aggressive and cut the whole plant back by about half to promote bushier growth and a whole new round of blooms. What I love about Salvia is how reliably they respond to this treatment. You'll get a second and sometimes even a third flush of those vibrant purple, blue, or pink spikes. The pollinators will thank you too. Bees and hummingbirds flock to Salvia flowers, so keeping them blooming means keeping your garden buzzing with life well into fall. It's low maintenance, drought tolerant, and incredibly generous with its blooms. Number 4 is the beloved lupin, those gorgeous, colorful spires that look like they belong in a fairy tale garden. Here's the thing about lupins. They will bloom again in late summer if you cut them back, but there's an important catch. When you cut them back after their first flowering, you're preventing them from setting seed, so you're trading seeds for more flowers. In my opinion, that's a trade worth making, especially if you want that extra splash of color in your border. Cut the spent flower spikes down to the base, and the plant will redirect its energy into producing new growth and a second round of those stunning rainbow-colored blooms. The second flush won't be as massive as the first, but those colorful spires will still brighten up your late summer garden in a big way. Just be patient. It takes a few weeks, but the payoff is absolutely worth it. Next up is the charming Campanula, also known as Bellflower, a delicate beauty that responds wonderfully to a mid-season trim. These plants produce lovely bell-shaped flowers in shades of purple, blue, and white, and they're one of the perennials with the best chance of producing a second flush of blooms if you trim them back after their first flowering. Some experts even recommend doing a staggered cut, snipping some stems back while leaving others untouched to give you a more extended and continuous second bloom period. This technique ensures you have fresh flowers coming in waves rather than all at once, keeping your border interesting for longer. Campanula is also great for those tricky spots in your garden, as they tolerate a range of conditions and aren't too fussy about soil. With a little patience and some strategic pruning, you can have these beautiful bells ringing in your garden well into the fall season. Plant number 6 is the cheerful, sunshiny Coreopsis, a long-flowering perennial that practically begs to be cut back for more blooms. Also known as Tickseed, Coreopsis produces those bright yellow daisy-like flowers that just scream summer, but they can get leggy and tired by mid-season. The solution is simple. Prune the plant back by about 1/3 during the summer, and it will reward you with a fresh flush of flowers in the fall. Regular deadheading alone will extend the bloom period, but that more substantial cutback really rejuvenates the plant and stimulates the production of fresh stems. It's a low-maintenance plant that's incredibly forgiving, and the burst of golden color it provides in September is like a little piece of summer sunshine extending into autumn. Coreopsis is drought-tolerant too, so you don't have to fuss over it. Just cut it back and let it do its thing. And finally, number 7 is the tough as nails yarrow, a plant that thrives on a bit of tough love. Yarrow is one of those perennials that really needs a serious cutback to encourage a second bloom. Here's what you need to do. Cut the old flower stalks all the way down to the base of the plant. I know this seems aggressive, but yarrow responds to this kind of hard pruning by sending up fresh new growth and a second, smaller flush of blooms. The Missouri Botanical Garden actually recommends cutting the plant back to basal leaves after flowering to tidy the planting and to encourage new foliage growth and a possible additional fall bloom. The second bloom will be a bit more modest than the first, but those flat-topped clusters of flowers in shades of yellow, pink, red, or white will add beautiful texture to your late summer garden. Yarrow is also incredibly drought-tolerant and low maintenance, making it a perfect choice for gardeners who want maximum impact with minimal effort. So there you have it, 7 perennials that will give you a beautiful second bloom in September if you cut them back now. Hardy geraniums, delphiniums, salvia, lupins, campanula, coreopsis, and yarrow. Each of these plants has the potential to put on a whole new show if you're brave enough to grab your pruners. The key is timing. Cut them back right after their first flush fades before they start setting seed. Remember to water and give them a little boost of fertilizer after cutting back to help them recover and push out that new growth. Your garden doesn't have to fade away in August. With a little courage and some strategic pruning, you can enjoy fresh color right up until the first frost. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening!